Circus Cities is a new CircusTalk Original Video Series by me, your Think Like an Acrobat host, Shenea Stiletto. In each episode, I will explore a city with a vibrant circus community by sitting down with artists and service providers who reside in this circus city. The conversations will range from basics to specifics, from job opportunities and training space to living opportunities and conditions, including visas and work permits. This series is designed to equip you with everything you need to know about these circus cities so you can see what's out there and feel confident in your decision to permanently or temporarily relocate or not. Next episode, Santiago. Welcome to Circus Cities Spotlight Santiago. I am your host, Shenea Stiletto. This is a series by CircusTalk spotlighting your favorite or the biggest or the most popular or the most interesting circus cities all around the world. I am so excited to spotlight Santiago, Chile. For those of you that maybe don't know where Santiago is, it is in Latin America and it is a fabulous, fabulous city. And I am so excited to learn from our wonderful guests about the circus scene and the circus culture and the circus lifestyle in Santiago, Chile. So to begin, let's introduce ourselves. Who would like to begin? Chris?
Okay. I am Chris. She's Ambar. We are from La Pirueta. It's a cultural center here that we used to work a lot with circus and another movement movement techniques, but mainly circus. We start working 8 years ago here, but we are in a new spot now, and here we start to work here 1 year ago. It's a beautiful place. It's bigger than the other, but it's an effort in order to let's make circus bigger. I don't know. So we are in Peñalolén. It's a place inside Santiago. Santiago is really big, and is the capital from Chile.
Amber?
Sí. Hola, gracias por la invitación a este espacio. Bueno, nosotros somos del Centro Cultural La Pirueta. Somos un espacio autogestionado que se mantiene o se sustenta a través de la realización de diferentes talleres de disciplinas del movimiento, ya sea circo, yoga, también tenemos talleres infantiles, capoeira, ya hacemos como englobamos varias disciplinas, pero nosotros empezamos con el circo, ¿sí? Hace 8 años.
We do a lot of circus, but we try to incorporate other disciplines of movement, like capoeira, and we used to work with children and ¿no dijiste?
Eso. Y bueno, y también además de hacer talleres recreativos, también se hacen talleres y clases un poco más ya a nivel profesional, ¿sí? Se entrena gente que se dedica al arte, que trabaja como artista de circo y también se realiza como clases particulares, ¿sí? Y también hemos realizado espectáculos. ¿Sí? Aquí en La Pirueta hemos realizado varieté, que se le llama acá en Chile, donde hemos trabajado con otros espacios también de la región metropolitana, con La Higuera, también, que también es un espacio autogestionado de circo. También hemos trabajado con la agrupación Circo Chile, que es como la agrupación que organiza la convención de circo en Chile. ¿Sí? Llevan ya varios años, donde una vez al año se junta toda gente de circo y eso hemos trabajado en colaboración con varios espacios y nos encanta lo que hacemos.
She say a lot. So we we are doing a lot of collaboration with another space here in Santiago. Is the place is the way that we used to grow the everything, because we have to, I don't know, as another space La Higuera it give us the lights, and another place give us the sound, and in that way we can do some shows or things like that. There's a lot of collaboration here, because is no other way. There is no a support from the state, so we have to do it with our own resources. So there is a lot of collaboration here.
Beautiful. Oscar?
Hello.
Hello.
We are circus artists. Now we represent Circo Activo. Circo Activo is a circus company in Estación Central, a place of Santiago. We have a lot of self-management, because in Chile it's a little hard, the arts, the financial support for the arts. Then we have a lot of space like La Pirueta or Elevarte Circo Yoga, and all we have our own financial support, and we do a lot of shows or work in production, in a small production or big production. Depends of the period of the year or the opportunities in the city.
Wonderful. Do you want to add also too, Oscar? Your mustache is literally everything. I mean, we could speak a whole show about your mustache in Santiago. It's like it's its own show.
We're funny people.
You're great. Lucas, Laura?
Hi, my name is Laura. I work as a circus teacher in a gymnastics center in Lo Barnechea. I don't work in circus spaces in Santiago, but I train in Elevarte Circo Yoga, which is the place we are now. I work also as a circus performer, mostly at corporate gigs. I don't know if you say yes.
Yes.
Corporate gigs. And also I try to be in the circus scene, like in varietés or La Convención Nacional, like in places where circus colleagues meet. I try to show my work there also. I have been living here in Santiago for 7 months because I was in Buenos Aires, which is a city where circus community is bigger. So I went there to circus school, and I have been here for 7 months working, and I'm very happy. Thank you.
I love it.
I'm nervous because of my pronunciation.
It's perfect. It's perfect and it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Lucas.
Hi, well, my name is Lucas. Right now, I consider myself in many different areas because I train circus. I've been training circus and doing things circus from 10 years now, and I started very young, so I've dealt a lot in different spaces and different categories. I started as a teacher. I still teach a lot of aerial acrobats and hand balancing. I specialize in hula hooping and hand balancing, so those are the two disciplines that I mainly work and mainly teach. I've been also working a lot with as an artist lately. I work in a theater in a burlesque show, so I show a lot of skin now, and it's been kind of delving away from circus and more into a variety show with other people who sing, who do theater work and a lot of things. So I've been working a lot as an artist right now, and I'm working in Elevarte, which is a circus center here. I'm in charge of the that's the logo. I'm in charge of the academic programmation of the. We hope to be first preparatory school in circus here in Santiago. I'm currently working with the teachers, like organizing the stuff and organizing all things academics with the formation that we're going to be working this year, starting in April. I also work a lot as an independent researcher because I tend to mix things with somatic education, which is a formation that I'm having right now, and I'm specializing in somatic movement. So I try to mix things up within circus with somatic education and a lot of things like academics, because I went to university in arts to try to mix things up, because here in Chile we don't really have an official circus school, which is like on the level with other things. We have El Circo del Mundo, but that doesn't really like nail the thing for me. I didn't really want it to be just an artist. I wanted to be circademics, as you said in Circus Talk. So I studied in university, and I'm trying to like cover all those things, because right now I also work a lot in cultural management with this space and with a lot of how do you say, state funds and stuff like that, with like institutions and associations. I've been really working with the Ministry of Culture here in Chile, and I've been trying to like expand myself across all different things in circus, because I think that's the way to go. And here in Santiago, and especially in Chile, we don't really have a lot of things like legal, institutionalized, or organizations that work a lot with the government. So I've been trying to like start that work and start those things from my own spaces, which is Elevarte, and from my own experience as an artist working in a theater.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I hear that you have to do a lot of things on your own in Santiago. It's what it sounds like. There's a hustle that you're doing constantly in Santiago. Is that really what it feels like? Being there in the circus and doing different things in the circus, that you're constantly like hustling and trying to make things happen and get things moving and get things progressing in different ways. Why do you think that is? Because there is so much circus there in that way, but why does it feel like it's just always you're like having to work and try? I mean, that's kind of like where it is like in circus in a lot of spaces, in a lot of cities, but is that really like the feeling that you have pretty much all the time, speaking and reaching out and trying to get things that you need when you're trying to do circus in Chile, in Santiago?
I think it's because it's not seen as an industry yet, and it's still like very, I don't know how to say it in English, autogestionado, self-sustained, and like comparing to other scenes like dance and theater. I think they are seen like industry, not so much in Santiago, but much more than circus. Circus, when you go to a circus show, you still see the same people that train at the spaces in circus in Santiago, and it's not seen like an industry. I think that's why we are making our own gigs to work, and we are building our own way to have a job, but there's no industry here yet. Comparing to other cities in Latin America, like maybe Brazil or Argentina, that maybe have more industry. Santiago is still a very self-sustained scene.
And so do you feel like you're like creating, you're like kind of creating the market right now, which I think is really fascinating. You're like creating where circus goes, like for your corporate gigs or your private events, or, you know, having circus at like a wedding, or having circus at like a nightclub, or introducing circus into, I don't know, like maybe like a school program, or, you know, like as a special thing, like on TV. Do you see circus coming out in that way a lot more in Santiago and getting more like mainstream? Do you feel like it's been like more of like an older tradition in Santiago and now it's becoming more mainstream? Is that what it's feeling like now in Santiago?
I think it's going that way, but still, it's fascinating, but still exhausting because I can like, I don't know, from the point of view from like Chris and Ambar that have their own space, it's really exhausting to build the spaces like from the ground up. Like, but I think it's better than 5 years ago. We are like going that way to be
Why
like.
why do you think it changed 5 years ago? What's the difference in Santiago? Because that's a big change in a very short amount of time.
I always think about like Lucas working on the theater. That show that's called Quilombo. It's in a place where the guest, I don't know, the public, the audience, is not only circus people. And that opens a window for other people to see circus as something, as something that is worth paying. And I think that the owner of the theater that decides to bet for the circus to have a space in the theater, I think that opens a window for us to work in other spaces and be seen not only for circus performers or circus colleagues and for other people. I think that opportunities that are few are opening the way.
There is a difference from 5 or 10 years ago, but in the last, I don't know, 20 years, we were doing the same, basically, and now there is a necessity for professionalization of the sector of the circus. So we want to do that, but it's very slow because, like Lucas say and Laura say, we have to do everything. Yeah, we have to do the gig. We have to do the formation. We have to go to the place where, I don't know. We have to. You say
Knock.
knock the door of the authorities, knock the door of the rich people. I don't know. We have to move a lot in order to do what we are doing. But it's the same thing that we were doing the last 20 years. So now we want to live doing circus, and that necessity, it's generating that some growth in the circus sector, but it's very slow. It still is very slow. But there are something very nice that, like the circus formation, that from Elevarte or Circo del Mundo, that it's helping a lot, but we have to do it more. But it's exhausting to do everything from us, and with no resources and no support from the authorities.
How do you run your circus school, Chris? And is it becoming more popular to open a circus school in Santiago? Do you now have more competition, or is it like there's not that many schools and you have a lot of students, or are you fighting for students in this way also for the circus, or is it popular?
No, here we are not fighting for the student. Santiago is very big. Before the pandemic, there were 36 circus spaces in Santiago.
Wow.
Uh,
That's a lot.
yeah. After the pandemic, I don't know, but before that was the number. So we were in our community, and every circus space has their or community, their or whole community. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of time without speaking English, so I have to.
I understand. I'm sorry about my Spanish. Also.
So there is no the people that used to go to Elevarte or La Higuera or Circo Activo is not the same people that we used to work. So there is not a big problem there. Every day is more. There are more people interested in doing circus because it's fun, and it's fun, mainly because it's fun. Yeah. And it's awesome too. So it's better, I think, that doing some lifting or abs or I don't know, fitness.
CrossFit.
It's a funny way to do fitness. And so the people is starting to see it in that way. So the community is growing, but the years after the pandemic were very difficult, very difficult, and with the crisis, the economic crisis, the economic, it wasn't so good the last years. So this year it seems to be with very good, but it's a feeling. It's something that we are feeling, and but because the people want to move, and there is something with the movement culture that it's very nice now here. So we are creating public, we are creating community. No, we are not fighting with other communities, and that is very nice.
That's really wonderful to hear that it's working together, that it's complementary, and that there seems like there's unity within the communities, within Santiago, within the circus, because it's not always like that. Sometimes it's so competitive. People are not as friendly. They're not working together in the circus community. They have what they have and they want to keep it. They want to keep their power in the circus of what they got in the community. So it's nice to see that people are more like equalizing and helping each other, and at least on good terms from what I hear. So we're getting to the close of the series for Circus Cities Spotlight Santiago. And so I wanted everyone to share your last comment about what you think is important for people interested in the circus industry in Santiago, for those that want to come there, for those that you want them to understand something very important and specific to the circus scene in Santiago in our last couple of minutes that we have in the series. Thank you, everyone. Whoever wants to start, Oscar or Lucas and Laura, please.
I can go ahead.
Yes, and quickly.
Circus spaces and circus scene in Santiago is really growing. I share the feeling that Chris has, and this year is going to be great for circus because we are finally like finding common ground with other things like theater and dance and institutions and the state. So I believe that this year is going to be great for circus, and I encourage all the people that want to come, want to visit, want to know about our artists, to see this show, to see this city as an opportunity, and we invite you over. So there's a lot of things to be done and a lot of things to really like to get to know here. So yeah.
We have very good professionals in Santiago and Chile in general. We have people that go to Europe to prepare themselves and then come back, and all we need is to make this community to become an industry, and we need investors and people that want to come and make things happen, because we have very good professionals and a very big community that want to make grow the circus in Santiago. So please come to Chile.
That's true. We have a great level in the techniques, because the Chilean performer, the Chilean artist is very obsessed. ¿Cómo se dice obsesivo?
Obsessive.
Obsessive. It's very obsessive with the technique, with the training. We do it a lot, and here are incredible joggers, incredible aerial levels. So we are growing fast in that because we train a lot. we research a lot, and when we join together, we discuss a lot of the technique. It's not, in my own experience, it's not something that I keep my technique for me and I don't talk with you. No, we try to talk because we are very, very far from the war. So the way that we are trying to grow is to talk to each other, and I learned to do the things of this way. How do you do it? And then the technique start to grow a lot. And there are a lot of people that it's very dedicated to the research. Yeah, I have a lot of studies of movement. No, not only circus. Ambar came from the yoga world, so we are it's a big family at the end of a lot of movement.
Thank you so much for sharing. And if anyone has anything else that they would like to share in the last moments?
Yes, actually, the members of the company are in different countries like French or Dubai, Ireland,
France,
Ireland. They are in formations and also in companies, and learn a lot of language, and knowing other cultures, obviously the technique and all the things, because we want levantar.
Lift.
Lift.
To lift.
The circus. But we have to learn a lot. We have to learn a lot of things in other countries for develop that here. But I think that the community is very fun and very like a family. All the people we want to to grow up the circus here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was Circus Cities Santiago. This was fantastic discussion. You feel so warm in Santiago and so inviting, like you're already my friends. And so I think, and with the mustache, I think the mustache should have its own name and its own show, its own act. It's a whole bit. Thank you so much, everyone that participated in this circus series in Santiago. Santiago is influencing the entire world with circus, and it's so beautiful to see that. Like you said, you're very far away, but you feel very close to me. And I think it's the warmth and it's the spirit of the circus that you have there, and I can feel that. So thank you, everyone that tuned in for this series of Circus Cities in Santiago by CircusTalk. I'm your host, Shenea Stiletto, and thank you again for giving us all of your circus knowledge from Santiago. We appreciate that. And please stay tuned for the next series and for the next spotlight of Circus Cities by CircusTalk.